Okay guys, this is take 2 on part 2 of how to put together the Mitsy Kit do-it-yourself face mask. So the reason I'm redoing this is because my first version did not include the second long strip that we've added to our kit. So I'm going to show you how to add that second strip after we complete the lacing of the sides. And there's also another option on the side lacing that I wanted to show you here too. So we're going to start by taking one of our short strips and again lacing it through our plastic needle. Just bring about 1 inch of the tail through, and then you are going to feel the sides of your rectangle fabric. In the middle of the fabric should be the tape facing you. That's the wrong side of the fabric that we want to be working on. So if you feel up in your upper right hand corner where your fleece was already laced through, and then go down go down the right side of your fabric, and you'll feel your next set of holes underneath where you laced originally. Then take your needle and go, this time let's do the opposite of what I did in my last video. We're going to go top bottom down through that second hole on the side. So I'm going to go top down through, and I'm going to leave about a couple inches of a tail there. Then you're going to run your fingers down that right side until you come to the intersection of the fabric, and there's a hole underneath that intersection. You're going to come up through that hole and make sure your intersecting fabric pieces stay under this fleece ribbon. Run your fingers down and you'll feel your next set of holes, and you go down through that to the back. So you're just going up and down with a running stitch. And then finally, in the last set of holes on that right side, you're going to come up through the back and to the top. And then we've laced that short fleece ribbon through the right side, and the way I've done this time, both of the tails are going to be facing the wrong side where your tape is coming out the top. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so I'm going to lace my plastic needle with the short ribbon, top down through that first hole, this time on your left, right underneath the where the fleece was laced through on the top. Come through, leave about a couple inch tail, feel down the right side till you come to that intersection, and there's a hole underneath the intersection. Go up through that hole, and running stitch again, go down to the next hole, down through that next one, and up through the last one. Okay, so this time you'll see we have both tails on the right and the left hand side facing me where the tape is in the center, and you have two choices. You can either do, as I mentioned in my last video, a gathering of your center. And so to do that, you would cinch up the fabric by pulling these two ties and cinching the fabric together, and then making a tight knot here. That will keep a pleat in your fabric. But you don't necessarily have to do that. If somebody has a larger face perhaps, or that they just don't like the pleats, you can just leave it flat and tie your tails very loosely so that you're not gathering the fabric. So I'm going to do that this time just so you can see the difference. And because I started going down through the top hole, my knot is now on the inner side of the mask, so it won't show on the front. So some people might prefer that. That's why I'm showing you this alternative. Here's on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not going to gather the fabric. I'm simply going to loosely tie the these tails together into a knot. There. So now this would be facing your face with a nice soft fleece, and this is what the front view of the mask would look like. Okay, you can still see it still does just cup a little bit in the front, but it doesn't have those same pleats that it would if you pulled it tight. Okay, so now the part that I didn't show you in the last video because it was a different version is what to do with this final strip, the final long strip. So you're going to lace it through your plastic needle again, leaving a couple inch tail. And then if you feel over on your right hand side where you just laced that ribbon through the side, right underneath that ribbon, right underneath that last hole, on the side there's a little opening, and that's, you're going to just stick your needle right into that center opening, and then you can pull it through the inner channel and slide it over until it comes out the opposite side with the little opening. Make sure not to catch the threads, sometimes that can happen. So pull that through. There you go. There's your lower strap. Just pull it through, even out those tails again, so that they're about the same length on either side. So now you have your top straps of your mask as well as your bottom straps. Easier to show you here. So your top straps and your bottom straps. On the top straps, we're going to put it through our little toggle, and this time I'll do it with a plastic needle. Lace it one at a time. So I'll put one ribbon here, and I'm going to open up by pressing my plastic toggle button, push the needle through, and then pull that ribbon. I'm going to take the second side strip on the top. You want your needle to go through in the same direction as your last ribbon. So I'm going to go through on the side where there wasn't a tail and pull the ribbon through, and now both of my tails are on the same side. And as you can see, you can pull this down by squeezing the toggle button to make this smaller or larger. Just do a little knot in the end so that your toggle button won't slide off, and that adjusts around your head. And this is what it should look like. You have your top ribbon cinched together with your toggle button, and the bottom two ribbons are laced through that bottom channel. And then finally, you can remove the tape that's in the middle. Once you remove that tape, you can see there's an opening here where you can insert a filter. You could even put just another thin piece of material if you want. I've even seen where folks put coffee filters in there or some other lighter, breathable fabric.